There's a lot of light here in my room. I just want to make sure I have good lighting for you guys. In Germany, I was kind of getting to know this German girl. She was cool, and we were friends. I wanted to ask her out, but she said no because her grandparents wouldn't want her to marry a black guy because they don't want black grandkids. And, at the time, I was just like, okay, whatever. Your grandparents are old, probably still racist. They have their own ideas. You know what? It's fine. Whatever. It didn't hurt me as much as it hurts now. But in Germany, of course, I had my run-ins with race. Kids would make fun of me. I'd be the only person of color in the school, even at one point. It got so bad that if I saw another person of color walking down the street in the city, I'd be like, what are you doing here? This is my city. It'd almost be like territorial, and I didn't realize what I was doing or what I was thinking. Of course, I never acted on it or said it, but it's just kind of the reality of where I was. Then I came to America thinking, you know what, things are going to be different. It's America. Everybody loves everyone here. I didn't really learn too much about slavery. Of course, I heard it, but I didn't know as much as I should have known. So much of my knowledge about black and white relations didn't come until after I was already in America, and I learned about the history and the culture kind of as it was happening. So nobody really told me what it was like. I just kind of learned it. And then as I got older in high school, I started to have these conversations. I got my driver's license, and then my dad sat me down, he gave me a script basically of what to say if I ever got pulled over. And of course, back then it didn't hit me as hard, but I had known stories. I knew about, the Rodney King incident. I, of course, knew about Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and everybody. Then I graduated high school and got to college. That's when I was really starting to learn who I was and start to find my identity. That's when I started to really integrate and take in the failure of the church. I believe that the churches that I went to really failed in helping me grow as a black man in America, as a black Christian in America. I went to a predominantly white church in a predominantly white school. These are predominantly white denominations, so I guess it was to be expected. It was that I don't see color. We're all the same. We're all one in Christ. I started to not really care that I was black because it felt like I had an ultimatum. Either you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus and you give up your identity, or you can be in rebellion to what Christ has set for the church, cause strife, cause division, and keep your identity, keep your black skin. Deep down that hurt, but I didn't really realize what was happening. I look back now and I start to see, yeah, it was a church, but maybe my skin color was a factor. Maybe there was a stereotype they were acting under that added to their decision making. I don't know. At this point, I can't judge them. It's not my place to judge them. I'm just telling you my story. These things were happening. Police brutality became a little bit more prevalent in my life, in my social media life, in my presence. I started to realize, oh man, you know what? We are a target. People are still active racists. When I got to UNT, that's when things really started to hit home, and I really started to want to look for my black identity. I started joining clubs. I started going to meetings. I started looking around, watching how they interacted. I started to realize that I'm finding more solace and more solitude and more joy in who I am outside of the church. And I'm not understanding why. Why does my soul have to constantly be in agony because my spirit is somehow in disagreement with my body? Churches are always saying, we accept you for who you are. We accept you for who you are. Well, then how come you're making me choose between who I am and who you want me to be? And even in friend groups, if you love me, why do I have to dress like you do? Why do I have to use the phrases you use in order to be a friend, in order to be accepted? So I'm speaking out and I'm saying, you know what? The church has a responsibility not just to say, oh, I don't see color. I adamantly disagree with that statement. I 100% believe you should see color. See color, but then honor the person with that color. See the color, see their heritage, and accept their heritage with it. See the fact that their ethnicity is a part of them. See that. and then choose not to make them an outsider because of it. See their skin, see their heritage, respect it, honor it, and take in the person. Because if you don't see color, you just see a body. Am I just a body to you? Am I just a body for you to kneel on? Am I just a body for you to beat and arrest and throw in a cage? Or am I a person? Am I a human being? Obviously, my personality is part of me, but so is my skin. Everything is a part of me. Another way the church has failed is in saying all lives matter. I'm really pushing that. Of course, all lives matter. I agree. But you're overlooking, just like when you say you don't see skin color, you're overlooking the fact that black lives have not mattered for centuries. And then I've had the conversation with a lot of my friends where it's been about, the media is really pushing division. I agree, the media hypes and over exaggerates a lot of situations. However, what the media has no responsibility in is mindsets and cultures that have been cultivated over centuries, over hundreds of years, decades worth of hatred that has been suppressed, but it's still there and it comes out, it flares up. And the people that are even acting out in it probably don't understand. They 100% believe they're not racist, and they probably aren't racist. Maybe they do have black friends, but that racist mindset is still there and it's still active, and some people are active with it and are encouraging it and enabling it, and so the people acting out in it probably don't even know what's happening to them, and we are constantly being oppressed in that pain. I believe the black community has pain that we are not healing from, and we have trauma that we cannot heal from, and the answer is Jesus. The answer is reconciliation, but the church is getting in the way of that because we refuse to see their skin. And because we refuse to see their skin, we refuse to see the pain that comes with the skin, refuse to see the hurt that comes with the heritage. The church has a responsibility to be that healing. The church has a responsibility to preach the gospel, to heal the hearts, so that maybe we don't have a victim mindset. Maybe when we see something that looks like it's white against black, we don't automatically assume racism. If you truly believe it's not a problem, then help us fix it. Help us. You're not helping us. You're shaming us for wanting to be black. You're shaming us for displaying our pain. And that's why you lose the diversity in your congregation and you push it. I mean, come on, you're going to lose them as soon as you say, I don't see your heritage, I only see the God in you. Well, the God in them created their heritage. That's why he made them that skin color. It's like saying you see the God in them, but you ignore everything about them that God created. Long story short, I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to make a statement to the church. You have suffocated my identity several times, and I have felt hurt from the fact that I can look to the world and see more acceptance and more healing and more joy, and not from the church where it should be. We are all one in Christ. To speak to that verse in Galatians, it says there is neither Jew nor Greek nor male nor female. There is always something unique about us, whether it's the fact that we grew up Jewish or Greek, the fact that we're male or female, we are rich or poor, in servanthood or in leadership. Everything about us is unique and should be brought to the table and connected, not gotten rid of. We are one in Christ because we're all unified in our uniqueness. Because you'll lose the young people fast. You'll lose kids like me fast. Kids that want to be active, we want to volunteer, we want to be on stage, we want to lead, we want to listen, we want to be mentored, we want to mentor others, we want to be involved. But the more you suffocate us, we choose not to be a part in an area where we can't breathe. It's like false racism. It's like, I don't even know how to explain that. It's just how I feel. Anyway, that's it.